Special report. Everything you need to know. Ocala, Florida. An Ocala woman accused of fatally shooting her neighbor through the front door pled not guilty. Susan Louise Lorincz, 58, was detained on June 7 in connection with the slaying of Ajike, Owens, 35, her neighbor. Ocala deputies from the Marion County Sheriff's Office responded to the 1600 block of SW 107th Lane on June 2 at approximately 9 p.m. Deputies located Owens in front of Lorinz's apartment upon arrival. Owens sustained a gunshot wound, and deputies rendered aid until the arrival of Marion County Fire Rescue. Owens was then taken to the HCA Florida Ocala Hospital, where she succumbed to her injuries. MCSO Major Crimes detectives interviewed multiple witnesses, including the victim's children, as part of their investigation into the fatal gunshot. In addition, detectives obtained forensic evidence, digital evidence, and surveillance footage from a variety of sources and evaluated the details of 6 to 8 prior incidents and calls for service involving Lorincz and the victim. The evidence gathered during the investigation, according to MCSO, revealed that Lorincz had become angry with the victim's children over time because they were playing in a field near her residence. Shortly before the fatal gunshot, Lorincz argued with the victim's children, and a nearby neighbor overheard her yelling at them. Lorincz allegedly threw a roller skate at the victim's 9-year-old son during the altercation, but it was later determined that the skate did not impact the child. The victim's 9-year-old son and 12-year-old brother approached Lorinz's apartment to communicate with her after this incident. According to MCSO, when Lorincz opened her front door, she threw an umbrella at the children. The two children returned home and reported the incident to the victim. The victim then approached Lorinz's residence, repeatedly pounded on the front door, and demanded that Lorincz step outside. According to the MCSO, Lorincz fired one shot through the door, striking the victim in the upper torso. The victim's 9-year-old son was standing nearby at the time of the fatal gunshot. Lorincz claimed that she had acted in self-defense during an interview with detectives. She stated that the victim had been trying to break down her door prior to the shooting. She further claimed that the victim had previously come after her and attacked her, according to MCSO. State Attorney William Gladson announced on June 26 that Lorincz has been charged with 1 count of manslaughter and 1 count of assault in connection with the fatal shooting. If convicted of both offenses, she faces up to 30 years in prison. Prior to filing charges against Lorincz, Gladson stated that his office examined the viability of the first-degree felony accusations of second-degree murder and manslaughter with a firearm. To prove the crime of second-degree murder, the state must prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant had a depraved mind toward the victim at the time of the homicide, according to Gladson. Gladson explained that depraved mind requires proof of hatred, spite or evil intent toward the victim at the time of the killing. He added that there is insufficient evidence, in this case, to prove this required and specific element of second-degree murder. Lorincz is being detained at the Marion County Jail on a bond of $154,000. The pre-trial conference is scheduled for November 1 at 9 a.m., and jury selection for her trial is scheduled for November 13 at 8:30 a.m. Follow us for more news.